Hello and welcome back to the channel, Kelly Legends Media. Okay, before I begin, I want to say thank you to all the subscribers. Appreciate all the likes, the hypes, and the comments in the comment section. It's a really good way to support the channel without it costing anything. We're getting closer and closer to that 10,000 subscriber goal that we had set up for the end of last year. We should be at about 9,000 now. We're trying to hit that 10,000 mark. So if you watch the videos, you come by often, you like to support the channel in some way, subscribing would be a very good way to help out the channel right now. Okay, so today's video stemming off a visit from BFD to No Jumper, okay? Some of the conversations he was having and stuff. And Damian Porter, who did a response video, a reaction video to what this guy was talking about. Now, I agree with Damian Porter. I said it a long time ago, man, that saying that word nigga was in every way dangerous and bad for the people, man. People are getting knocked out, laid out on their pockets for mentioning that word, you know. This guy, BFD, says, oh, no, man, but, I say it around the blacks up there where I live, and they're cool with it. They're not tripping, so, I would use it. That may be true, okay? He started talking about culture. Well, you see the culture's evolution, this and that, and blah, blah, blah. Let me tell you, BFD, and Damian Porter too, and Adam too. If you guys watch, I know Adam won't watch, but you other guys might watch this video. This has nothing to do with Mexican culture or black culture. Okay, what you guys are talking about is street culture and gang culture. Okay, because the black people I know and the Mexicans I know who are normal, let's say, who never got involved with gangs, drugs, or prison, and have spent their life getting educated, finding a career, raising their family, buying homes and stuff, they don't speak like that. They don't use those kind of words. They don't sag their pants halfway to their knee. Come on. And same thing with the blacks. You see a black businessman, a black doctor, black lawyer, man, you speak to them and you could hear the education coming out of them. But you never hear them talking all of that crap or sagging their pants. Can you imagine if your doctor walked in, Mexican or black, with his pants sagging and walked into the room and say, hey, what's up, my nigga? With the A, not the hard IG, which everyone complains about. It's the same damn word. It means the same thing, And it's bad for black people to say. I've said this in my first video, and it's even worse for Mexicans and whites to call each other that. It's not taking from the black culture. No, man, that's taken from street slang. That's taken from gang culture. Okay, so let's not get our culture mixed up with street values and street vernacular. One don't have anything to do with the other. The Mexican culture is a beautiful thing. The black culture is a beautiful thing. The street culture on both sides is killing people, unaliving people, and all the crime that's involved, all the doing time that's involved, all the families being separated and broken apart that's involved. That's what the street culture will get you. And gang culture will get you in the end. But people are getting it confused, man. You gotta think about it before you start going on podcasts and stuff, BFD, and saying things, and you're sitting there trying to sound real educated and real informed and stuff. And basically what you're saying, it doesn't apply except to the streets, man. It's written all over your face. You know, I ain't saying that tattoos on the face is a bad thing, but it's a bad thing. Can you imagine going in, you walk in, say you take your little boy to the doctor, man, and the doctor walks in, he's got tattoos all over his face and, you know, gunshot scar in his neck and stuff, and you know, walks in there with his pants sagging to see your little kid. You're going to flip. That's only good in certain circles, man, around the same type of people who talk the same way, you know? Because a lot of the black families that I know and Mexican families that I know, they just talk like normal people. Street slang is street slang. It's for the streets. It's for when you're out there among street people who talk that talk, you know? And if there's some type of, how do you call it, result from you talking a certain way that offends somebody, you're going to get docked in your pockets, man. Because it happens. You say certain things around the wrong people, they get offended, they take it a certain way, and, you know, things happen. And this goes with both races, you know? So, you know, all of that, oh, you know, you're taking from our culture, you're robbing us from our culture. No. That's street culture, man. It belongs to the streets. The streets belong to everyone, man. Whatever piece of the street that you cut off for yourself, that's all you. You know? But when you interact in the streets, you're interacting with the streets. When you interact with prison, you're interacting with the people, the prisoners in prison. And even in there, the prison culture is different than the street culture, than the Mexican culture and the black culture. That's the prison culture. The Chicano culture is different from the Mexican culture. Chicanos are part of Mexican. People that came from Mexico have their heritage from Mexico. But Chicano culture is different. They have a different way of dressing. They fix their cars different. You know, it has nothing to do with the lowriding culture. It used to. They were very closely intertwined. In fact, the car clubs used to go at it with each other like gangs. I remember when they used to beef. It was on and cracking. I mean, they took it to the highest level. Trust me, I seen it. I was there. Now it's different. It's more family orientated. You know, you go to a car club meeting, there could be like 10 different car clubs. You know, and there might be some gang members that join these clubs, but all of that gang activity and talk, man, it's not included with the lowriding culture now. This is about fixing your car, taking a drive, listening to good music, meeting people, having fun, enjoying the kids in the weekend with your friends in your cars, and doing your thing at the park, at the beach, meetings. You know, it's a different get down now. But that's, you know, you can't mix that up. The Mexican culture is totally separate from the lowriding culture, from the Chicano culture, from the gang culture, and from prison culture. So when you guys are on there talking and stuff, make sure that you separate these things, BFD. You know? Yeah, you know, I don't know, man. I knew, you know, I brought this whole thing up with that word long time ago. And I had said, man, you know, this is a video that a black man should do, because blacks shouldn't even say it. You know, but hey, they want to say it. They're going to say it. Same thing with any Mexicans, whites, or if you can't control what people come out of people's mouths. You can't own words. You can't own terms. You know? That's like saying you own the air. You know? You can't do it. But yet people claim, oh yeah, you know, that's from our culture and this and that. No, that's from the streets, man. And hopefully, at some point in everybody's life, they realize street life, street culture, them being the same thing to regular culture, where you come from, who you really are, where your roots are at, what your great-great-grandma was teaching to your grandmother, who taught it to your mother, who tried to teach you. You know, come on. I know your mom, your uncle, your grandpas, or great-grandpa didn't show you to wear your pants to your knees, man, or walk around talking slang. Come on, BFD. You're going to represent and talk about North and South and this and that. No, man, we're all the same people. You know, so nobody could control this. It's gotten out of control now, and it's an ugly thing. It's an ugly thing to see, man. People say, "Oh, hey, Lucky, man, it's because you're old, man. Get with it, man. It's 2026. Doesn't matter, man. It's a bad look, and yeah, we don't do that. You know, we never did that, and there's a reason why. You know, I don't think anybody should. And man, somebody walking down the street with their ass hanging out, you know, and their pants almost to their knees, you know, and you have your kids walking, your little girl and stuff, and this man's walking around with his ass hanging out of his pants, you know? Come on. You know, anyways, that's a whole different issue from the N-word, you know? But it falls in the same category, man. It's street stuff. You know, all of that street stuff. You know, people think that, what is it, the Santa Fe swap meet, that it's all a bunch of cholos and gangsters and stuff. Nah, man. From there might be some OGs there from barrios and stuff, but a lot of them, they're just people that like the style and go over there. You can't tell me those little kids that are dressed up in Pendletons and shit are from gangs. Nah. You know, they dress up the way they dress up, and they like that style. They go out and they dance, you know, with their mom, their dad, or whoever they're out there on the dance floor with. You know, a lot of the little girls out there, they're not even gang related, you know, but yet they're painting themselves and they got that look. But that ain't even the look of today's gangsters. You know, today's gang members and on both sides, man, are dressed differently. Tight ass pants, skinny jeans, and all this stuff, you know. Like, it's a whole different world out there, man. You know. But you got to pick and choose your battles, man. You know. And if you're Chicano, Mexicano, and you're walking around talking that talk, eventually you're gonna run into somebody who's gonna check you on it. I'm sure, man. You know, maybe not the youngsters, but man, somebody's got to talk to these youngsters, man. There must be something that could be done with this nonsense, man, because it's out of control. You know, I don't know how many podcasts I seen just today, still on that issue, still on that same issue. You know, I'm gonna make this video a little bit long. One thing I hate to hear though is, oh, you know, we created everything, we invented everything, everything's ours. You guys are stealing from our culture, this and that. But no, come on, man. An archaeologist who's black, archaeology doesn't belong to him. He's an archaeologist, a black archaeologist. You know, so if he discovered something and other people were helping him and they claim part of that, they're not trying to steal anything from his culture. That's part of a career thing that happens in a business. You know, even when you invent something, you know, it's not that you discovered energy, but maybe somebody comes along and takes that energy and builds it into something, and it becomes a useful thing. And then sometime in our lives, it becomes something that's global and something that's accessible to everybody. Oh, well, you know, that's ours. Why are you taking from our culture? Come on, man. You know, that's part of science. Science isn't a black part of black culture. You know, so you know, I hear it all the time on the spot. You know, this guy, like, he's bent on making the Mexicans rely on that we're relying on the blacks just to move forward in life and develop into whoever we become in life, you know. And I don't know, it's kind of like tiring already, you know. But you know, you guys believe what you believe, think what you think. This is my opinion, and I appreciate it if you put yours in the comment section. It could be totally opposite of what I think and what I believe, and that's okay. Just keep it respectful. That's all. Because if you don't, I'm going to start to read your comment and see something in it, and I'm just going to remove your comment. And then nobody gets a chance to hear what you say. So it's better if you, I mean, you could rebuke everything that came out of my mouth from beginning to the end of this video. And I'm okay with that. It's just how you do it. You know, many times people disagree with something I said or correct me on something I said. I'm not perfect. I'm a human being, man. I make mistakes. And I don't mind that. You know, and not everything I think is right, maybe. It's just my opinion, how I feel, how I think. And I think that was a real bad representation of Raza by BFD under the control of this white devil, Adam 16. You know, he has a way of doing that. Anyways, we'll see what other tricks this guy has fallen for and what other controversies he causes, because it seems that he did a whole lot of that on his little visit down here. So I don't think it was as successful and as rewarding as he thought it was going to be. But better luck next time, you know. Maybe you'll come right. Anyway, this is my video for today, people. God bless you. God bless your families. Stay safe. Stay free. Most of all, stay free, people. Stay out here, man. You don't need to be incarcerated, dealing with all that. It's a different world. It's a world you don't want to be a part of. Yeah, we want to be out here, living in our homes with our families, doing whatever we want to do when we want to do it. Stay free, people. Thank you for watching this video. I'll see you on the next one.